We are back for another HOF research session, this time for Thursday Night Football, Eagles versus Giants. And to preview the game, from a betting perspective, I'd say it's just an okay game. While the Eagles have been very good this season, I'd say they're rather inconsistent in terms of their offensive performances. Hurts not connecting well with wide receivers and there being some beef, so that can make things a little bit hard to predict for the Eagles. And on the Giants side, I would say with a rookie quarterback in Jackson Dart having only played 2 games, that can also make things a little bit more difficult to predict. So I just want to be upfront and say this is going to be a tough one, but I have found some lines and some props that I really like. To kick things off, we have A.J. Brown for at least 5 receptions, and he's off to an interesting start to the season. You know, he hasn't played particularly well. We can see he's actually hit this line in 3 of 5 games. And him and Hurts have kind of had a public beef with him posting some stuff on social media. So that did make me a little hesitant, but I'm liking what I've seen recently. If we look at the last 3 games and we see his average number of targets, 9 targets per game in the last 3 gives a strong indication he should be able to reach this reception line. Another key point for this is he's facing the Giants, who allow lots of receiving yards and receptions to wide receivers, and he hit against the Giants last season. Finally, the Eagles will be playing on the road, and we can see that Brown has been a top performer on the road, hitting in 88% of games over the last 2 seasons. So when the going gets tough on the road, Brown appears to be Hurts' favorite target. Speaking of Hurts, we're going to be looking at his carries, specifically under 9.5, and this is hitting 4 consecutive games. And if we look back to last season on the road, we can see that this is a trend that follows Hurts. He has gone under in 80% of road games during the past 2 seasons. Another really interesting piece of data that I found was looking at quarterbacks against the Giants. And we can see only one quarterback over the last 2 seasons has cleared this number of rush attempts against the Giants. And that's Jaden Daniels, arguably the best running quarterback in the NFL. Just want to sprinkle in some Giants stuff now. We have a prop for Jackson Dart. And some of you may be thinking just 2 starts. That's not the smartest, but I still really like this line. It's 1 passing touchdown. And we see he's hit in both games so far. The Eagles don't allow many passing touchdowns, but we see other quarterbacks, Nix, Mayfield, Stafford, Mahomes, have all reached this line. And you may say these are elite quarterbacks. Dart isn't of that tier, but we have to think about the game script and how it's likely to be played out. And realistically, the Eagles are pretty heavy favorites going to this one. So that's going to put the ball in Dart's hands to make plays at the end of the game. And while Scadabo's been getting lots of red zone touches, he hasn't been converting that well, which again would probably put the ball back in Dart's hands. And speaking of Scadabo, I really wanted to do a total yards prop for him, but the sports books do not have the odds up yet, and it's already Wednesday, so that's shocking from them. But if you want to be able to research these props, Scadabo, when the odds are up, and others, make sure to use HOF, this data analytics tool, which makes researching sports bets super easy. And for our final player, we have Saquon Barkley, who has had a bit of a knee issue, but according to Ian Rappaport, he should be available for Thursday. It was just general soreness. So one spot we could look at is anytime touchdown. He's hitting 4 of 5 games. The Giants also allow lots of touchdowns to running backs, and of course we know Barkley probably wants to still exact revenge on the Giants, so minus 145 is a decent spot for him, but I'm actually liking him for his receptions. Specifically, this is more of a building parlay leg, but 2+ receptions is in all 5 games. And we can see that Barkley's actually averaging 14.4% of the Eagles' target share with 3.8 targets per game. And that makes me feel real comfortable with 2 receptions because a lot of those plays that he's getting are screen passes, really high completion rate. Like I said at the start, guys, I'm not loving this game for betting, so I'm going to play it a bit safer. And I'm going with a 3-man at plus 202, Jackson Dart 1+ passing touchdown, Barkley for 2+ receptions, and then the Eagles to cover an alternate spread of minus 2.5. We're getting this for plus 202 on DraftKings, so there is a little bit of value there, but I really just wanted to water it down and play it safe because there's a lot of factors that we just don't have that much data for yet. Anyways, guys, I hope this betting guide was helpful for the Eagles versus Giants Thursday Night Football game. And like I said, make sure to check out HOF. Use the link in our description and promo code HOFYT to get 50% off your first month. All the best on your bets for Thursday, and let me know what you're running in the comments.